Hey everyone, and welcome to Ameritech Talks, where we explore the stories, strategies, and systems behind technology that empowers people and builds bridges across borders. I'm Christina, Growth and Community Manager at Ameritech, a US-based company on a mission to connect American businesses with world-class Ukrainian developers. Together, we're building tech partnerships that are meaningful, resilient, and human-centered. Today, I'm incredibly excited to introduce someone who brings wisdom, clarity, and deep compassion into the messy middle of digital transformation. Kaya Tingley, the co-founder and CTO of Webmaker Circle. At Webmaker Circle, Kaya and her team are pioneering a new approach to online presence and business building through the Commons, a community-powered ecosystem that brings sanity, strategy, and support back into the business building process. Kaya, I am so glad you're here. Let's dive right in.
Thank you for that kind introduction, Christina. I'm excited to be here to talk with you.
Thank you. So let's start with the big one. Why do so many smart, capable people get stuck trying to just build a website?
You know, the real answer to that is that there is no such thing as just building a website. A website is the forward facing, public facing culmination of doing a lot of work in creating a business. And a lot of times people will start by building their website when they should really start by putting together the pieces and the plans behind the website so that the construction of the website becomes easy. It's not a question of skill, it's a question of sequence. When you really know what you're doing and who you're talking to and how to organize the information about your offer and target it at the right people, suddenly building your website becomes a lot easier because you have all the pieces. Just like you wouldn't go to a plot of land with a picture of a house that you tore out of a magazine and say, this is what I want to build. You would go to an architect and you would make a plan and you would gather the materials. And when you have the plan and the materials, then you build the house. Just the same way, if you're going to build a website, you need a plan and you need the materials. So if you're stuck trying to build your website, you're probably just doing things in the wrong order. And we live in this world where there are so many quick fixes and silver bullets where there's, buy our funnel or follow our process or do this thing with the AI. And what we have found over 14 years of building websites and over 50 years experience in business is that if you slow down and take the time to plan and gather your materials, then the website building process becomes much easier and you don't feel like you're getting stuck.
That makes so much sense. It's not a lack of skill, it's the order of operations. And I love what you said about all of that. So, the next question. If I'm sitting down to build a website and I feel confused or overwhelmed, what's actually the best first step to move forward?
That's a great question. The best first step to move forward is actually to step away from the computer. Stop fiddling with the template, stop trying to make it look right, and stop trying to find exactly the right words. You need to understand what it is you're dealing with so that you can address it. This is a lot like wellness, right? You can look out into the world and see that there are solutions being promoted everywhere, but you're not going to have success just grabbing a solution and hoping it works. You're going to have a lot more success if you first stop and figure out what's really going on with you first. The diagnosis or the assessment of what you're dealing with is crucial to actually solving the issue. So let me give you some examples. If you're not able to figure out the wording that you want on your website, you can't figure out your headlines or your calls to action, instead of sitting there and going to ChatGPT and saying, give me 10 options of how to say this, stop, take a breath, figure out what is it that I'm really trying to say, and work internally on the clarity of sort of the big picture of what you're trying to accomplish. Who are you talking to? How do you want them to feel? Do you want them to feel more pressure, or do you want them to feel seen and recognized so that they can relax and trust you, right? So once you get clarity, then you can go and rework the wording. Same thing goes for your visuals. Same thing goes for the details of your business offer. If you just keep pushing, you get more confused and you end up putting too much information out there and none of it is clear. So the best step to take if you're overwhelmed is to pause, slow down, get clear, and then move forward from there. And don't buy the hype that some tool out there is going to give you your solution. The solution almost always comes from knowing really clearly what it is you're trying to accomplish. Does that make sense?
Totally. That metaphor, wellness and diagnosis, wow, that hit home. So many people jump straight into tools or templates, but they haven't even defined what problem they're solving. So thank you so much. That first clarity, first approach is so refreshing, actually. So where does the Commons of Webmaker Circle fit into all of that?
The Commons is it is a sanctuary that combines the business experience that our team has with the modern tech savvy that helps you navigate the fast-paced world of modern technology, right? There are so many options when it comes to technology. And when you're an entrepreneur and you're sitting there trying to do everything, and probably for most entrepreneurs, the website is not their area of expertise. They're out there doing something else. They're teaching, they're providing a service or a product. The website is necessary, but it's not in their main wheelhouse, so to speak. So when you're doing this website thing, it can feel a lot like it's hanging over your head, like you're doing it wrong. You're not sure how to move forward or how to make it work right so that not only it looks good, but it also converts customers and brings people into your business. The Commons is an area of low hype, cost-effective, bootstrap-friendly environment building that lets you connect with other entrepreneurs and seasoned mentors to ask the questions that center on the website, but they're not necessarily always specific website questions, right? People come to us because they have the task of completing a website. But when they get there, they realize, oh, there's a lot more to this in my business ecosystem. There's the automation technology that plugs into my CRM and my tech stack. There is the accurate audience identification and branding. There is the act of self-care when you're running a business. How do you juggle all of this and not get overwhelmed? And then when you are in community and you have access to resources and groups of people, right? We are striving to build an area where, how can I put this? Yes, there's always competition in the business world, but there's a lot more space for collaboration than I think we've been led to believe, right? When you look out at the natural world, everything works together. Everything's helping each other. So if you're an acupuncturist in one city and you meet other acupuncturists in other cities or other neighborhoods, you can trade notes. You're not necessarily competing against one another, but you are dealing with the same issues inside of your website. We built the Commons because we had to, apply the theory of what we're talking about to our own process, right? At first, when we set out to build the Webmaker Circle, we did what everyone else does. We put all the information out there. We were so excited. We have courses, we have groups, we have mentorship groups, we have resources that deal with common things like how do you sync your calendar? What happens when your email stops getting delivered and starts going to spam? How do you know which technology tools you use? So we started putting all that information on the website, and we had to stop ourselves and really come back to our roots and understand how to build something that was helpful, not overwhelming, right? We had to build connection and trust for our audience in the belief that they knew what we were doing. And we had to do that by showing it. So here's one thing I really want to emphasize. Websites are not a tool to just sell products or services. Websites are not a tool to build your list. Websites are a tool to cultivate trust that allows people to take the next step into your business, right? So if you want to sell anything, if you want to bring people into your list or into your community, you have to build your website with an eye to creating trust. And trust is felt, it's not all in the head, right? Trust is a combination of different things. Trust is about how you speak, how you present yourself, the examples that you give. Yes, it's about social proof where other people tell, the world how great your service is, but trust is also, it's something that is conveyed to your audience in a, can I say, quantum way? It's a quantum frequency. If you're working with integrity and you care about your customer's success, something about that comes through in your website. And you can't convey those things if you're frantically banging out a website at 3 a.m, trying to hit a deadline and check all the boxes. You have to do it from a place of inner knowing that you're really here to help other people. So the Commons is a place for people to connect and cultivate all that by letting people meet us, letting other people meet each other. And we meet people in the middle of their frustration with calm and stability and hope and positivity. And we say, it's okay. You're not alone. You can do this. And we provide mentorship and encouragement so that people can really get through the process of knocking out their websites so they can build a livelihood and build a life around what they want to do in the world, around their true calling, if it were.
I love that. I love that the comments give space to slow down and that clear with support, not shame. And it's not about offering more tech, but it's about offering connections. You're meeting people in that moment where they feel stuck, not selling them another miracle solution. And that is really great. So, what brought you into a partnership with Ameritech to provide access to a team of professional Ukrainian developers who can bring the common members' websites to life?
So the way that we connected with Ameritech is that Caitlin Hartz, our CEO and bridge builder, connected with Greg Ross, the founder of Ameritech. And she was really struck by the slogan, "We're a mission with a company." She watched the YouTube video of how Greg came to be connected with the mission of bringing business to the highly qualified Ukrainian technical people in support of the economy and the people that live in Ukraine. And Caitlin has a very big heart. She's an amazing partner that I work with every day. And she wanted to connect with Ameritech for a couple of reasons. One, because the people of Ukraine are gifted and brave and resilient, and we want to support people that are doing that work. And also, we are primarily a strategy company. We are helping people understand how to approach their website building process. And we candidly needed a great team of people that were able to help our customers take their plans and execute them and manifest their websites in actual finished format. And we knew that the Ameritech team had that capacity. So we are happy to work with Ameritech as part of the resources available in the Commons. Our mission is to put technology back in service to life. And, candidly, I'm really sick of a world that is not focused on helping people thrive. I really want to be part of the change that really reintroduces compassion and connection into the world, whether it's technical or interpersonal or societal or ecological. And so when we connected with Ameritech, we knew that we were a great fit to work together because we really have an aligned mission. Our mission of putting technology back in service to life and Ameritech's mission with a company seemed to sync very naturally. And we're very excited to work with you.
Oh, that means a lot to us, Kaya. Thank you so much. And to our listeners, I personally know Kaya and Caitlin, and they're the most compassionate and nice people I've ever met. They are sending me prayers and to my family in Ukraine. And I am personally very thankful for you and our partnerships. And I know Ameritech values a lot our communication and connection. And we're proud to be part of the Commons and to help bring those final websites to life when members are ready, because that moment of readiness is where the magic happens. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So,
Christina.
Kaya, thank you so much for joining us today and for naming what so many people quietly feel but don't always know how to express. You helped reframe the website building journey from something overwhelming into something human and doable. And to everyone listening, if you ever found yourself stuck at a blank homepage, spinning decision fatigue, or wondering why the website doesn't feel right yet, you're not alone. You don't need more pressure, you need better process, better pacing, and the right kind of support. That's exactly what Kaya and her team at Webmaker Circle are offering through the comments. To learn more or get involved, check out the links in our episode description and stay tuned for more conversations that blend tech with mission, clarity with creativity, and local action with global solidarity. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay AI tuned.